It's Mr. Jack Bartlett. Here he is. Give it up.
How are we? Are we well?
Yeah.
So the kids have just broken up from school for half term, and this has got me thinking about my school days. Now, I went to a school called Portchester Community School, which was a school that was once described by Ofsted as the school to go to if the school you wanted to go to was a massive chair factory of high teenage pregnancies. And my time in school, it wasn't a good one, ladies and gentlemen, as I was bullied. As in school, I was fat, tall, and I wore glasses, and they made it a living hell for me. They were always there calling me names like Fatty and Johnny Big Boobs. The teachers could be very cruel. And because I was being bullied, I'd lash out of anger because I wouldn't know how to handle it, which would often mean I'd have to go see the head teacher, which I hated. He gave terrible blowjobs. And if he wasn't in, I'd have to go see the deputy. And let me tell you, the cowboy hat didn't make it any better. But my main punishment was having to go litter picking, which would often involve me rooting around bushes, picking up any sort of crap that I could find. And this could be anything from like Coke cans to crisp packets to pictures of children in the showers. Yeah, you really would have thought caretakers would have hidden them better. But still, I can't complain. At least I'm not getting the punishments that my parents got when they were in school. As when they were in school, they were whipped as a punishment, whereas now they're whipped for pleasure. It's a bit. Other people being whipped for pleasure as well, it seems, chugging along. Including me now. But I hope that doesn't happen to me. I hope that my future wife doesn't go, "Do you want to spice things up in the bedroom?" And I go, "Yeah, sure. You go hide in that bush and I go grab the litter picker." But despite me lashing out, there are still quite a few teachers that I did get on well with. One teacher I got on so well with that led me being called a teacher's pet, which to me is a term I never really fully understood, because I was always like, well, what pet? A dog? Well, that would explain all the stroking. I just think we got on really well because I really enjoyed his history lessons. As in his history lessons, we got to learn about the witches in the 1600s. And we got to learn about this one woman called Ellen Davies, who lived in Wales, who was executed by the English for trying to summon the devil. But what the English didn't realise was that she was actually just trying to speak Welsh. We also got to learn about the Roman Empire and how they changed the calendar for two of their emperors, introducing the month of August for Emperor Augustus, and introducing the month of July for Julius Caesar. I just think it's such a shame they didn't introduce a month of one of their lesser emperors, Marcus Aurelius, because I could really do with a month of oral. He then decided to teach us about the slave trade, which made a number of kids in my class very uncomfortable. And because of this, I felt I needed to address the elephant in the room. But the teacher wouldn't let me talk to her. I also got to take astronomy, with the Apollo missions especially piquing my interest, as well as Neil Armstrong's words, "One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind." I just thought they were so profound and was such a significant part of human history that united us as a people and stopped the Cold War for just that one moment. Although I can't help but feel that someone missed out on an opportunity for some advertisement there. Can you imagine if they did? One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Moonpig.com. On the subject of the Apollo missions, did you know that Neil Armstrong only decided to go to the moon after having a massive fight with his wife? Yeah, he just said he needed some space. It's a pun, it's got to have one each there, don't you? And did you know that whilst they were on the moon, they were asked to carry out some important research and to let off some bombs? Not for any scientific reason, it's just that that's what Americans like to do when they go to foreign lands. They were also asked to bring back some specimen samples from the moon, so they all had a wank in a petri dish. I also got to take religious studies, which is where you got to learn about different religions around the world, with Judaism being my favourite, mainly because of the story of Moses and how he led the Jews across the desert for 40 days and 40 nights, and he then received the 10 Commandments from God. These will be the same 10 Commandments that help set our morals and our culture as we know it today. One of them being, "Thou shalt not covet a neighbour's wife, servant, or animal." Now that's a commandment that I completely agree with, but I've got to ask, who at the time was shagging animals? Who the hell was going, "Hey Jonah, you see that bull over there? Let's grab that one by the horns, if you know what I mean." What else did I take? Oh yes, science. I also took science, which is where we got to learn about sex. And in those lessons, they helped us to dispel some of the myths regarding sex. Like, for example, one myth that went round is that you can't get a girl pregnant the first time you have sex with her. And this much I can confirm is true, just as long as she doesn't have a pulse. Another rumour going around is that you can tell the size of a man's cock by his shoe size. This much I can confirm is not true. And I would know, because I've got size 15s, and if it were true, my cock would be swinging side to side as I walk, knocking people out. I also got to take geography, which is where you got to learn about other cultures and the way that they learn. Like, for example, the people of Japan go to school to learn to become good at technology. People of France go to school to learn to become great chefs. Whereas people of America go to school to learn how to learn in the shooting ranges. I also got to take English, which I hated, because all you do is read a book, write an essay, read a book, write an essay, read a book, write an essay. Honestly, I've done it so much now that I can't even pick up a Playboy without writing about how good their tits are. Well, that and poetry. Now, I hate poetry. I find it dull and I find it boring. If you like it, then fine, good for you. It's not for me though. It's about as fun as drinking a pint of piss. And to make things even worse, my English teacher forced me to write a limerick every week. Now, as I just said, I hate poetry, and I hate being forced to do something even more. So when I am forced to do it, but I do it in my own special way. The teacher forced me to write a poem, so I thought that I would show him. In order to appease, I'd do a striptease and wax the backside of my scrotum. Or, my life has turned into a state. I've got no one except my mate. I take loads of drugs, I have an ass full of butt plugs, and my girlfriend I have to inflate. It was at this point my teacher, much like yourselves, are going, please, please, can you just do a normal one? I said, okay, just for you, I'll do a normal one. There was a young girl from China who cooked and worked in a diner. She was really short, she drinks loads of port, and now she takes cash for her vagina. I've been Jack Bartlett, thank you for your time.
Ladies and Jack Bartlett. Yes. We are now going to go